Hello, welcome back to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. I'm back again with a check-in reading. This will be for Taurus. I don't know if I messed up a little bit in Libra and got the two switched, but Libra's was previously, or Libra is Libra's reading. Sorry, even if I did say Taurus, I just kind of had it mixed up on my page here, but this is Taurus's reading. So all the readings are in order. Just if you hear, like I said, if you watch Libra's reading, and I'll make a little note in the description or whatever for Libra's reading that it's Libra for real, because I can't remember, but I'll go back and look at that if you're a cross watcher, of course, and you have similar placements as me, and you happen to have Libra placements or Cancer placements, whatever. Okay, sorry to get that out of the way, or put that in there. Mercury retrograde, y'all. Mercury retrograde. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, going forward, these will be monthly check-in readings as opposed to weekly check-in readings. It just got to be a bit too much for me, and then I would go, things would start happening, and I wasn't able to do the weekly readings like I initially wanted to. So I think for certain this will be a lot better going forward, to just do a monthly check-in, just kind of see what the energies are looking like for the month and go from there. Of course, I will have, pick a pile readings, which I'll have a couple coming soon, as well as I will have things under my community tab, but the rest of the signs will be there for the month, and they will be by element. So we're going to do that, just to kind of cut down on time and make sure that I am getting the things up that I need to get up, because the energies have been swirling, and there have been things that I've been wanting to get out that I haven't been able to get out for a couple of weeks now. So yeah, I think this is just a lot better for me, better for my schedule. All right, sorry for that mouthful. But yeah, this is for the month of July for Taurus, and we will get started. I want to get my disclaimers out of the way, and then of course I will get your channel messages, and then we will look at the cards and see what's going on. The way that I'm reading, it will be instead of like, start of the week, end of the week, or start of the week, midweek, end of the week, it will be start of the month, mid-month, and end of the month. Okay, and you'll see as I progress or go forward, you'll see how that works. All right, and yeah, it'll be 2 oracle cards, 1 affirmation card for the month. But like I said, you'll see. So if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. If you're returning to the channel, very appreciative of you as well. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, so that way you know when I drop new videos. As you listen along, make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're leaving a comment down there in the comment section. Let me know how the video resonates. Or you can leave a cute emoji down there. Or if you have questions, any type of questions, you can definitely ask that there. The decks that I'm using, these, they will be in the description box below, as well as how to book a personal reading with me. You have to go through that method to book a personal reading with me. Okay, I will see the email. So if you're interested, you can definitely hit me up via email, and I will get back with you. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I will not ever, and I mean ever, solicit you for readings. So if you ever see anybody claiming to be me, which I don't know, I'm still fairly new creator here on YouTube, so I don't think anybody will be doing that, but you never know. So if someone is doing that, then please make me aware of it, let YouTube know, and we can go from there. Okay, But yeah, I won't solicit you for readings. I just won't do that. You have to contact me. As far as noise is concerned, it should be fairly quiet. You may hear my AC in the background cranking up because it is pretty hot outside. So yeah, it's very cold in here, which I'm very thankful for that. So that's why you see that I have my hoodie on, because I'd rather be cold than hot. Let's just say that. Being hot pisses me off. So yeah. And when it's cold, like, you can bundle, like, and I know some people, like, they be like, why would you rather be cold? And I'm like, with coldness, you can bundle up. Like, you can get under your covers, you can layer, all that stuff. But I know that's neither here nor there, y'all. Yeah. I don't know. Taurus, y'all's energy is kind of feeling kind of strict over here, so I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I'm feeling I'm kind of getting out of the playfulness and more so feeling kind of about, business oriented, about the business. But I don't know, y'all earth signs, so that could be why. But yeah. So you may hear that in the background, but for the most part, things should be pretty quiet. And yeah, do all the things. Subscribe. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into getting the cards out and situated. And I will start getting some channeled messages for my Tauruses. If I can get all the cards up. Okay. Ooh, okay. Dang, I heard very loud and clear in my mind, leave me alone. So Tauruses, you all may be feeling like, because I did get the sense of feeling overwhelmed with Libra's reading, but for you all, this is more so like people are pissing you off. I can feel. For the most part, of course, it may not resonate with everyone. This may not be your energy at all. But what I'm picking up on is my Tauruses as a collective. People could be pissing you off as far as like bothering you. You feel bothered. And you're kind of like, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be bothered. I just kind of want to be over here in my own little world, not dealing with your BS. Huh. No, feel like you guys got 2 cards. Okay. Hey, I go with what I feel. Don't tell the other readings though. Don't tell Cancer and Libra they didn't get no extra card. But that's what felt right there. Yeah, and it's almost, because I'm seeing the word ignore. So it's kind of like, I'm Stevie Wonder to the BS. Like, you just kind of like, I don't have time. I don't have time for the BS. Yeah, you all are very serious, I feel. People probably have been kind of getting on your nerves. You're just kind of like, I'm not dealing with this type of shit. I'm not dealing with it. Get somebody else to do it. This is the feeling I get. Okay. Let's see what else Taurus needs to know for the month of July. Yeah, honestly, like Tauruses, if you feel like you're in that stage where you're just kind of like, my peace is important. I'm not dealing with it. Go with your first mind. You don't have to put up with anything that you don't want to put up with. Anything that's causing you, strife, dysregulation. Don't deal with it. You don't have to deal with that. Some of you could be wanting to go sit by like a body of water. Maybe that could help kind of regulate your emotions again. Water can be very healing like that. So, and it could even be as as simple as taking a bath. If you usually take showers, maybe you want to take a bath now, and kind of just soak and just kind of relax. But going to sit by the riverside, going by if the ocean, if you're close by one, that could be a good thing. Just kind of get yourself back to like a content state. But yeah, protect your peace, definitely. Okay. I'm also hearing the words "not my first rodeo," so I don't know. This could be something where you're just kind of like, whatever. Yeah. This could be like you could be. Yeah. You're not worried about. You're not. Yeah. You're not gonna allow whoever is pissing you all off. You're not gonna allow them to get under your skin. That's why you're kind of like, yeah, I'm Stevie Wonder to this. I'm not dealing with this. I gotta move forward. It's almost similar to Cancer's energy, but they were more so nonchalant in a way. You all, I feel like you're more so like putting boundaries up, or establishing boundaries, and you're kind of like, no, you're not gonna cross this threshold here. I'm not doing it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the cards and see what we got going on. So start of the month here for Tauruses for July. You have 10 of Autumn, and it says take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, honoring family traditions. Okay, that's the card there. So with this, you could be at the start of the month, you could have started off with things or themes around foundation, the home, family, making wise investments. Maybe if you have children, some of them possibly maybe they could be getting ready to go off to college, because a lot of people graduated, had a lot of high school students graduating in May this past this past month. What am I trying to say, y'all? Yeah, in May. Sorry. In May, even June. Some people sometimes they graduate in June too, but whatever the case may be, yeah, what the words, yeah, words. Like I said, bear with me. We're in Mercury retrograde, I think. I think it's almost over, but yeah, we're still in Mercury retrograde, so just bear with me, y'all. But anyway, yeah, had a lot of students graduate in May, possibly June. So you could be preparing for that if you have children that are 18 and up, young adult age. They're getting ready to kind of go off on their own and all the things. Also planning could be the source of the feeling kind of annoyed, or like people are pissing you off. Sorry. Because it could be a situation where maybe one parent wants things a certain way with their children, as far as like planning the school that they're planning to attend. Maybe one parent wants you to go here, but the other parent wants you to go to this other place. One place may be unaffordable. I will say that, because college, especially nowadays, colleges and universities can be exorbitant. Like, they can be overly inflated as far as prices are concerned. And so, without scholarships and having to borrow, or if parents are paying out of pocket, a lot of times that can be rough. So especially if financial aid is not may not be on the table. So that's just one scenario, and of course it doesn't have to resonate with everyone, but I'm just saying that that could be one scenario where your frustrations are with that, and also not being able to come to a resolution or a compromise with each other because both parents want, different things. And even the child, even the child may want to attend a certain school, and it's just kind of like just trying to figure things out. But whatever the case is, it's all about like securing, ensuring that, not only the adults or the parents are financially secure, the family is financially secure, but the children are as well, even if they are kind of going off somewhere else, and or you don't necessarily agree with their furthering their education, their plans for that. Could be a situation where a kid doesn't want to even go to college. They may want to take a sabbatical, or take a leave, or whatever, the off year, to figure themselves out, and they just want to work or whatever. It could be a situation like that. But whatever the case, it takes compromise. Like I said, it takes compromise. It takes taking people's feelings everyone's feelings into consideration and going forward. And then you all could just simply be but I'm really focused on the family, the children, and the loved ones, and making sure the family is good. That the themes at the start of the month for you Tauruses, it could be literally on financial planning, family planning, deciding if you want to have another baby, deciding if you want to, if kids are moving out of the home, like older kids, young adult kids, if they are moving out of the home, you could be deciding whether or not to, sell the family home and move into something smaller, or maybe, I have seen it where, like, family, they, especially if their kid is moving to go to school in a different state, sometimes they will follow they'll follow their kids, and they will find something smaller, just to kind of be closer or near, to their kids too, still, close enough, or what am I say, far enough to where they can give the kids space, to kind of develop themselves and come into their own, but also, still want to be kind of close just in case. So it could be situations around it where you're trying to figure things out, the best approach for something, and that could be kind of like the source of annoyance, frustration, anger, and people pissing you off, because maybe people are not really seeing your vision per se, or vice versa, whatever the case. But before we go ahead and get started, Taurus, you could be dealing with another Taurus. But this also could just be you coming out in the reading. You also have the number 10, 2, and 1, Sagittarius. Let's see what else. So yeah, 10 and 2 and 1 are significant. Taurus and Sagittarius are significant, but let me just check this out real quick. So with the High Priestess, this is represented as a water sign, Cancer. So you could be dealing with Cancer as well. And Okay, and the Magician card, this is linked with Gemini and Virgo, is what it says. Okay, so you have Cancer, Gemini and Virgo, Taurus, and Sagittarius. So those could be significant for you. And one more time, the numbers that are significant for you are 10, 2, and 1. Okay, or 3 if you add 2 and 1 together. So that would make 3. Okay. So yeah, moving right along. But yeah, for the most part, at the start of this month, I think that whatever is happening as far as, whatever surrounding family structure, family planning, anything to do with that could be causing you all frustration. Okay. It could be pissing you off, and it's just kind of like, you're kind of at the point where you just want, it's like I feel like this longing of wanting things to kind of fall into place, get to a point where everyone is satisfied, if that makes sense. Okay, so then we have mid-month, we have Ace of Winter, and this is don't be deterred by challenges along the way. Yeah, even though there are challenges, even though there are, everything may not be the way that you want it to be necessarily right now, it doesn't mean that it won't become better, if that makes sense. So yeah, don't be discouraged by any type of like challenges or frustrations or anything that's kind of like pissing you off right now. Just know that it won't last, and eventually, once people are able to kind of hash out all their feelings, everybody is listened to, all that type of stuff, I think for the most part you all will get to a spot where everyone is satisfied, everyone knows what they're doing, and any type of like finance issues will be remedied, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So then it says it's important to communicate clearly and accurately, amazing new ideas that should be implemented. So yeah, I think, if you feel that your ideas, maybe you're not necessarily being heard, or if you feel like, your ideas is the right idea, make sure that you are, gathering all your research, making sure that when you present anything that, you have the stats, the information to back it up, so that people will know that yes, what she said or what she or he is saying is backed, it's backed by facts. So, make sure you had on facts, okay? Make sure you have those facts, so that way people are not like just, saying, well, she or he just going by what they feel, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, no, you can't really say that, because I'm presenting you, with this information. So now you have to see that, especially with you dealing with finances, you're showing that, going back to the, kids going off to college scenario, this university is more cost effective than this other university or whatever. So, it would make more sense. You can still do, what it is that you want to do at this college, but just, if you're just going by aesthetics alone, they're like, let's factor in the overall thing, not just the aesthetics, not just I just want to go here because of the name, or whatever the case may be. But I'm getting the sense of that type of scenario, or that type of thing, especially when children or loved ones are involved, when it involves family, and trying to make sure that everyone is good and will be good. You have to do that. Like, you have to get all your kind of ducks in a row, make sure you have all your information, that you're planning with everyone's best interest in mind, not just one person individually, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think by doing so, you're able to do the communicating clearly, accurately. You have your information. It can't be doubted because it's right there on paper, so you're able to see it. You're able to I can even talk. You're able to calculate the numbers and match it, and you will see, this is a more cost effective thing to do. Okay, so moving right along, you have the High Priestess and the Magician that came out. So this to me, this is both like kind of working your magic, being highly intuitive, especially with the High Priestess. It literally says trusting your intuition, careful reflection before taking action, insights that come through meditation. And so, like with the High Priestess, you see that she has this book open right here, right? So it's like, it's almost like presenting in the way that she's standing. It's kind of like very like kind of a proud type look. So yeah, it's just kind of like, yeah, I got my information. I'm not pulling it out of my ass. This is where it is right here. You know what I mean? So that's the, and it's not to be on like some arrogant stuff, or some on the arrogant tip. Is more so like, yes, I know what I'm talking about. Intuitively, I know this, but also here is the evidence to back it up. Okay. Then we have the Magician, and it says you can do anything, take charge of your life, you can manifest what you need to be a success. So yeah, I feel like with the Magician card here, it just makes me think of where things may have been kind of frustrating at the start of the month. By the end of the month, that sweetness comes in. Like I was saying, I thinking, I can't remember which, if it was Cancer or Libra, but you get to a sweet spot, and it's where everybody is good. No matter what happens, if you have like maybe one older kid going off to college, but you still have younger kids who also need rightfully so, they you have to factor in the things that they need. They may have after school activities that cost money that they have to go to, as well as mom, dad, or just mom, who however your family structure is set up. But everybody has their extracurricular activities, their own finances, expended expenses that need to be factored in. And so I feel like whichever way, whether it's just you and your partner, or spouse, or whether you have a whole family, whatever the case, by the end of the month, things will come to a resolution, right? You have the Midas touch when it comes to the Magician as well as the High Priestess. The High Priestess is here to tell you to trust yourself, trust your intuition. You know what you're doing. You know that you're right, and you have the information to back you up. But also with the Magician, it's telling you you have what it takes. You know what I mean? You have it within you to make what you want to happen. Okay, so that's there to kind of keep it in your mind, like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And it will be a great outcome for everybody involved, not just me, but for everybody. Okay. And so then you literally, like, you have prosperity lies ahead, and this is new moon in Taurus, so you're coming out and you're reading here. Okay, it's kind of blurry, but yeah, and backwards, but yeah, prosperity lies ahead. So if there, like I said in the beginning, there could have been frustrations, anger, annoyance, but by the end of the month, you're here, and then you have, look at the bigger picture, and this is full moon in Sagittarius. So focus on, when you see the Archer, it's all about like the intended target type deal. So whatever you set your mind to, hold that in mind, and focus on your intended target, right? Focus on what it is that you're trying to accomplish, and you will. Okay, so Tauruses, just kind of wrap this up as far as what you need to know. Trust your instincts. Make sure you have, if information, facts, or things like that are required, so people understand where you're coming from. Make sure you have that presented in a way to not be like arrogant or anything, but also, like, I have this information, it's there for you to see. You can trust me that I know what I'm talking about because it's right there. Okay. And, you know, don't allow for like any type of like frustrations or any type of setbacks. You know what I mean? Don't allow that to kind of deter you from your intended goal, your intended target when it comes to looking at the bigger picture and seeing what it is that you want. Focus on what it is that you want the outcome to be, and it will be that. Okay? So now we have your affirmation for the month for July. In Taurus, your affirmation is, it is safe to put myself first. And this is by Abiola Abrams. She designed the tarot deck that I use from time to time, the African Goddess Oracle card deck. Yeah, really love her deck. I really love that deck. May use that for myself later on. But anyway, so yeah, again, that is, it is safe to put myself first, and that is on one of the messages for her cards in that deck. So, but yeah, I really, that information, that affirmation really stood out to me, so I wanted to put it in my affirmation cards there, just as a reminder to, yes, it is safe to always, or it is safe to put yourself first. You know what I mean? Especially when you're so used to putting others ahead of yourself. Sometimes you need to be reminded that it's okay to, you know, say no. Sometimes it's okay to say not right now. It's okay to say, I'm going to do this first, but then I'll get back to you. You know what I mean? So if that's where you are right now, kind of similar to one of Libra's messages. So if you feel called to go watch Cancer's reading, Libra's reading, whatever, definitely go do that. Especially if you're like me and have both placements in my chart, so, or in your chart rather. But yeah, so don't be afraid to put yourself first. Don't allow frustration to get to you if people are pissing you off this month. You know, just kind of take a breather. You know, try to get to a general, or get to a place of compromise with others. But if it's just you, you know, do what's best for you. Hey, put yourself first, okay? Yeah, so with that being said, I'm going to end the video here. Hope you have a great rest of the month, and see you later. Bye.